Hey, how you doing guys, and welcome to another video. So today I just wanted to break down a pretty massive leak if it does end up panning out, and one that could set the whole tone of the upcoming connected Mandoverse TV shows for the next couple of years. Now before we go deeper into it, just remember that this is a leak, and things can be changed, things can go wrong, and the leaks can end up being different than how they were first reported, depending on how far along the production is. And for Andor, the production is pretty much finished up, so that shouldn't be too much of a worry, but again, this is just a leak, so make sure you keep that in mind. Honestly, this leak could go in quite a few ways, so let's break it down. So the leak is that Andy Serkis will be appearing in the Casian Andor show airing in 2022. Now as you probably know, Andy Serkis was the awesome actor behind Supreme Leader Snoke in The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, before he was killed off, and he is pretty well known for playing CG characters in lots of big name productions. According to the leaked info, Serkis will be returning to play some sort of role in the series, but it's not clear if he will play a classic CG role, or if he will just play a regular human, maybe as an Imperial officer or a rebel operative. And there are a few more absolutely huge details, but before we move on, I just want to tell you guys about one of the most played mobile games on the market right now, Raid Shadow Legends. If you're a fan of mystical fantasy worlds, with awesome looking champions and an absolute ton of unique lore, Raid is the game for you. As we're a Star Wars channel that does a lot of lore content, you can probably tell that I'm deeply interested in the rich lore of the game, including the new Dwarves faction recently added, which has a vibrant history within the world of Teleria. So for a quick primer, let's get to know these mystical beings. Dwarves are the third ever race made during the creation time, and ever since they've pretty much kept themselves separate from the other races, choosing to interact only through trade emissaries and middlemen. The Dwarves have a very rigid caste system society, with Delvers, Craftsmen and the Dwarven nobility making up their ranks. And you can definitely see the differences when you look at the awesome artwork. Just have a look at how cool these guys look. There are evil looking dwarves, nobles, barmaids, sorcerers, and pretty much any fantasy role that you can think of. I absolutely love this game's rich lore, which is matched by its engaging and fun gameplay, which can keep you going for hours on end. And as usual, Raid is constantly releasing new content. This month, Raid's got a non-stop schedule of special events and activities, big rewards, tournaments against other players, and new champions for Halloween and much more. When you scan the QR code, these rewards will only be available for the next 30 days, and only for new players. And if you want to get a huge head start on the intriguing story of the game, all you have to do is click the link in the description or scan the QR code on screen to receive the epic Hero Honoru, 200k silver, 1 XP boost, 1 energy refill, and 1 ancient shard. It's as easy as that. So getting back to it, we know that Snoke was created in a lab by Palpatine and his dark followers, and saw the rise and fall of the Empire, but we still don't know if that's referring to Palpatine himself, or if Snoke was created long before, and saw these things himself. Because we do know that he was an independent being, despite being created and strongly influenced by Palpatine. The leaker making Star Wars then goes on to speculate that maybe Andy Serkis is playing the original Force-sensitive man that Palpatine stole the DNA from originally, and later used to turn into Snoke. It's hard to tell right now how that ties into the need for Grogu's DNA later on, but the leaker does believe that we'll get some major answers on that in the near future, and that all of the shows coming up in 2022 will be connected, even if in a small way. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I think it would be incredibly cool to see the original host of Snoke's DNA, if that's how Palpatine did it, because then we can actually get a backstory on him, which we all wanted for the actual Snoke, but then he just turned out to be Palpatine. So I would love to see the original host for Snoke's DNA if there is one, and how he was captured if he even was, and how that will eventually tie into Grogu and his story. Well, maybe he's even just a willing participant. There's so much story potential there, so I'd love to see them explore it, whether that be through the animated shows or the live action ones. And we know we've got plenty of them coming up. We've obviously seen hints now from The Mandalorian Season 2, showing Snoke looking tanks on Navarro, the abandoned Kaminoan cloning facility on Borovio from The Bad Batch. So whether we like it or not, it does look like Palpatine's cloning and Snoke will be tying into everything. But let me know down below if you'd like to see Andy Serkis play Snoke, or the man Palpatine stole Snoke's original DNA from, or would you just like to see him play a regular human? Either way, I'm excited for the Andor show, which could be coming either first off the block next year, or second after the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. That's still up for debate, but I don't really mind which one comes first, as they're both very exciting, and the whole year next year is going to be absolutely packed with Star Wars content, whether you're a fan of the animation, the live action, or even just the books and comics. But that's it for today. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe for more. Cheers guys, hope to see you in the next one.